Have you ever felt that inexplicable presence in your darkest moments, as if someone you've lost was standing right beside you, offering silent comfort? Your heart recognizes what your eyes cannot see. That invisible thread connecting souls across dimensions doesn't simply vanish when a physical body returns to dust. Padre Pio, with his profound spiritual gifts, often spoke of how the veil between worlds is much thinner than most people realize, and how genuine love creates bridges that even death cannot destroy. Through his mystical experiences and conversations with souls from purgatory, this humble saint unlocked secrets about the afterlife that bring both comfort and profound spiritual awareness. Tonight, you'll discover a transformative teaching that has dried countless tears and restored hope to those drowning in grief. This isn't mere speculation or wishful thinking. These are the 7 sacred signs observed and revealed by a man who regularly conversed with souls who had passed from this world. Padre Pio's extraordinary spiritual vision allowed him to witness the invisible realm where our loved ones continue to exist, and he compassionately shared this knowledge to help heal broken hearts. These revelations have already transformed thousands of lives, bringing peace to those who felt abandoned by someone's physical departure, and reconnecting them with the eternal bond that transcends the grave. Before revealing these 7 powerful signs that your loved one is still present in your life, you must understand something crucial about the spiritual realm. The physical world we inhabit represents only a fraction of reality, like viewing an iceberg where we see merely the tip, while the vast majority remains hidden beneath the surface. Padre Pio taught that souls who have left their earthly vessels don't simply disappear. Rather, they continue their journey in a different form, often remaining connected to those they cherished. His stigmata, the visible wounds of Christ that he bore for 50 years, were living proof of his connection to spiritual realities beyond our ordinary perception. Similarly, the connections formed through genuine love create pathways that allow souls to remain present and active in our lives, even after their physical departure. Your rational mind may struggle to accept what your soul intuitively knows, that love creates eternal bonds, transcending physical limitations. Modern society has conditioned us to trust only what we can measure, touch, or see, leaving many spiritually blind to the subtle ways our departed loved ones continue to interact with us. Padre Pio, who possessed the miraculous gift of bilocation, being physically present in 2 places simultaneously, understood better than most how spiritual reality operates outside the constraints of time and space. When you begin recognizing these 7 signs in your own life, you'll understand that your loved one hasn't truly left, but has simply changed form, continuing to walk beside you in ways that require spiritual awareness to perceive. The most profound spiritual truths often contradict our logical expectations, challenging us to expand our understanding beyond material limitations. Padre Pio frequently reminded his spiritual children that heaven isn't a distant realm, but exists alongside us, separated only by our limited perception. Prayer is the best weapon we possess, he would say. It is the key that opens the heart of God. Through prayer, you create the stillness necessary to perceive the subtle ways your departed loved ones communicate their continued presence. These communications don't come as thunderous proclamations, but as gentle whispers, requiring you to quiet your mind and open your heart to receive them. The busy, noisy modern world has made it increasingly difficult to recognize these precious connections. Those who have applied Padre Pio's teachings about connecting with departed souls report profound transformations in their grieving process. Instead of being consumed by absence and loss, they begin experiencing comfort and ongoing relationship. This shift doesn't happen through intellectual understanding alone, but through practical spiritual awareness, learning to recognize and respond to the signs we'll explore together. Grief becomes not an endless journey through darkness, but a gradual awakening to a different kind of presence. As Padre Pio himself said, "The day of death is actually the birthday in heaven." This perspective completely transforms how we understand the relationship between this world and the next, revealing that the connections formed through love continue evolving rather than ending with physical death. You wake suddenly from sleep, heart pounding, mind vivid with images so clear they defy ordinary dreaming. The departed loved one appeared to you not in the disjointed, fragmented way typical of normal dreams, but with remarkable clarity, perhaps speaking directly to you, perhaps simply being present with unmistakable realness. Padre Pio revealed that these aren't merely products of your subconscious mind processing grief, but actual visitations. The state between sleeping and waking creates ideal conditions for souls to connect with us, when our analytical mind relaxes its guard and our spiritual sensitivity heightens. These dreams often leave you with a profound sense of peace or carry messages addressing current struggles in your life. Information your loved one couldn't possibly know unless they were genuinely present, observing your journey since their departure. Unlike ordinary dreams that fade quickly upon waking, these visitation dreams remain crystal clear in memory, sometimes for years afterward. They frequently contain details that later prove meaningful or prophetic, demonstrating knowledge beyond what your own mind could fabricate. Padre Pio explained that during sleep, our souls partially separate from physical constraints, creating an overlap between dimensions where meaningful communication becomes possible. Your loved one may appear younger, healthier, or radiating light, reflecting their current state, rather than the condition in which they left their physical body. The emotions experienced during these dreams carry an authenticity that resonates deeply within your spirit. Unlike the manufactured emotions of typical dreams, and you often awaken with the unshakable certainty that genuine contact occurred. These dream visitations serve multiple purposes in your ongoing relationship with your departed loved one. They provide comfort during periods of intense grief, offer guidance when you face difficult decisions, and sometimes deliver warnings about approaching challenges. Padre Pio taught that such dreams represent one of the most direct forms of communication available between souls in different dimensions, and we should treasure them as sacred gifts, rather than dismissing them as imagination. Many who experience these visitations report receiving specific information they couldn't possibly know otherwise, later verified as accurate. If you have experienced these unusually vivid dreams featuring your departed loved one, take a moment right now to acknowledge this blessing. If you believe this teaching can transform your understanding of the eternal bond you share with those who have passed, type in the comments, "I am ready to recognize these sacred connections." You're going about your ordinary day when suddenly, an unmistakable scent fills the air around you. Your grandmother's signature perfume, your father's pipe tobacco, your friend's favorite flowers, though no physical source exists to explain it. These olfactory experiences arrive unexpectedly, often in moments of particular emotional significance, and disappear just as mysteriously as they appeared. Padre Pio, who himself emitted the supernatural fragrance of roses, taught that scent provides a powerful vehicle for souls to make their presence known because of how directly our sense of smell connects to emotional memory. These aromatic visitations frequently occur when you're facing difficult decisions, experiencing intense loneliness, or celebrating significant milestones, precisely when your loved one would most want to remind you of their continued presence in your life. The scientific community might attempt to explain away these experiences as mere neurons firing randomly or environmental factors you failed to notice. But those who experience these phenomena recognize something far more meaningful occurring. Unlike hallucinations, these scents often appear in locations and situations completely disconnected from any logical explanation. The distinctive aroma of your mother's baking in your office building, your husband's cologne in a place he never visited during his lifetime, or your child's favorite candy in a sterile hospital room. Padre Pio explained that souls in purgatory or heaven can momentarily influence physical reality to create these sensory experiences, manifesting a small aspect of their essence in a way our physical senses can detect. These aromatic visitations typically last just long enough for clear recognition before fading away, leaving you with the comforting certainty that your loved one remains engaged in your life. These precious moments of connection serve as spiritual touchstones, tangible reminders that the relationship continues beyond physical separation. When you experience these aromatic signs, Padre Pio recommended acknowledging them directly, speaking aloud or silently to your loved one, expressing gratitude for their presence. This recognition strengthens the connection between dimensions and invites further communication. Many devoted followers of Padre Pio's teachings report that after acknowledging these signs, communication often increases in frequency and clarity. The key lies in maintaining spiritual receptivity, recognizing that these experiences aren't random neural misfiring but meaningful encounters deserving your attention and response. Your loved one expends significant spiritual energy to create these sensory experiences. Honoring them with recognition creates the conditions for deeper ongoing connection. Your home's lights flicker without explanation, your functioning phone battery suddenly drains completely, or electronic devices turn on by themselves, particularly items that held significance to your departed loved one. Their favorite song inexplicably plays on your radio or streaming service without your selection. Padre Pio revealed that souls in the spiritual realm can more easily manipulate electromagnetic energy than solid matter, making electrical devices perfect conduits for communication. These occurrences often happen on significant dates, birthdays, anniversaries, or during moments of particular emotional vulnerability. The scientific mind searches for logical explanations, power surges, technical glitches, coincidence. Yet these events demonstrate patterns too meaningful to dismiss, frequently responding directly to your thoughts or spoken words about your loved one. These electrical anomalies typically follow a recognizable pattern, occurring in clusters rather than random isolated incidents, and often combining with additional signs we're exploring in this teaching. Padre Pio explained that manipulating electrical energy requires less spiritual effort than creating physical manifestations, making it a preferred method of communication for souls reaching across dimensions. The specific devices affected usually hold emotional significance: the television your husband loved watching, the music player containing your sister's favorite songs, the lamp your mother always read beneath. These aren't random electrical disturbances, but carefully chosen signals from someone who knows intimately what would capture your attention and convey their continued presence in a meaningful way. When these electrical signs occur, Padre Pio advised against dismissing them through skeptical rationalization, which closes the door to further communication. Instead, acknowledge them verbally or mentally, expressing gratitude for the contact. Those who consciously recognize these signs report that they often become more frequent and increasingly specific, developing into a form of communication where simple questions might receive answers through timed electrical responses. Your departed loved ones aren't attempting to frighten you with these manifestations, but are using available means to bridge the gap between dimensions. Each light flicker, each unexplained electronic activation represents their determined effort to remind you that love continues beyond physical life, that they remain aware of your journey and actively participate in it from their current realm. You're walking along a path feeling particularly alone, when suddenly you discover a feather, a coin, a specific type of stone, or another object that held special meaning between you and your departed loved one. Perhaps you shared a joke about finding pennies, collected heart-shaped stones together, or had a connection to certain animals whose feathers now appear in impossible places. Padre Pio taught that these physical tokens require tremendous spiritual energy to manifest, representing one of the most tangible forms of communication from beyond. These objects frequently appear in locations where they couldn't logically exist: a seashell on your bedroom floor miles from any beach, your father's favorite type of coin in a freshly vacuumed room, or the exact flower your spouse always gave you growing in an unlikely season or location. The truly remarkable aspect of these manifestations lies not merely in their appearance, but in their precise timing and placement. They often arrive exactly when you're questioning whether any spiritual reality exists, when grief feels overwhelming, or when you face decisions your loved one would have helped you navigate. Padre Pio explained that souls in the spiritual realm remain highly aware of our emotional and spiritual states, responding with these physical signs when we most need reassurance. The specific objects never appear randomly, but always carry personal significance that only you would recognize. A communication designed uniquely for you, proving the continued personal connection. These objects often appear in multiples or patterns over time, forming an ongoing dialogue rather than isolated incidents. Upon finding these meaningful objects, many people instinctively dismiss them as coincidence. But Padre Pio encouraged developing spiritual discernment to recognize the divine orchestration behind these events. When you acknowledge these gifts as genuine communication, you validate your loved one's efforts and open the channel for more frequent connection. Consider creating a special place to keep these token objects, treating them as sacred reminders of the ongoing relationship. Many who follow this practice report increased manifestations and growing certainty about their loved one's continued presence. Each symbolic object serves as a physical anchor for the invisible relationship that continues, despite bodily separation. Tangible evidence of the soul's journey beyond physical limitations and its ability to reach back across the veil to comfort those still walking earthly paths. You suddenly feel a gentle touch on your shoulder, though no one stands near you. Experience the unmistakable sensation of someone sitting beside you on an empty bed, or feel a distinct kiss on your forehead when you're entirely alone. These physical sensations, according to Padre Pio's teachings, represent some of the most intimate forms of communication from departed souls, requiring significant spiritual energy to manifest. His extensive communications with souls in purgatory provided unique insights into how the departed can temporarily create sensory experiences for the living. These physical manifestations often occur during moments of intense emotion, when grief feels unbearable, when joy overflows, or when critical life decisions loom. Your loved one reaches out quite literally to offer comfort, share celebration, or guide you through difficulty, just as they would have done in physical life. The skeptical mind easily dismisses these experiences as imagination or wishful thinking, yet those who experience them report a distinctive quality unlike anything else, a pressure or temperature change that feels unmistakably external rather than internally generated. Padre Pio explained that souls in purgatory and heaven retain their identity and emotional connections, including the desire to express affection physically. While lacking solid bodies, they can concentrate spiritual energy to create brief physical sensations that the living can perceive. These touches typically last just seconds, but leave a profound impression, often accompanied by an inexplicable sense of peace or the distinctive emotional signature associated with your specific relationship. Many recipients report recognizing the exact way their departed loved one used to touch them: a parent's specific way of stroking their hair, a spouse's characteristic hand squeeze, or a friend's unique shoulder pat. When you experience these physical sensations, Padre Pio advised acknowledging them openly, rather than questioning your sanity or dismissing the experience. Speaking aloud to your loved one in these moments strengthens the connection and invites further communication. The boundary between physical and spiritual realms isn't an impenetrable wall, but a permeable membrane allowing interaction under specific conditions. Your emotional openness and spiritual receptivity create ideal conditions for your loved one to reach across this boundary and touch your life quite literally. Those who practice acknowledging these physical signs report increasing frequency and clarity of communication, developing an ongoing physical dialogue with their departed loved ones that brings profound comfort and continued relationship growth, despite the absence of bodily presence. You're thinking intensely about your departed mother when suddenly her favorite song plays on the radio, or you randomly open a book to a passage that perfectly addresses your current struggle, or a stranger approaches you with a message that seems directly from your loved one. Padre Pio taught that what modern psychology terms synchronicities, meaningful coincidences defying statistical probability, often represent carefully orchestrated communications from beyond. These events transcend ordinary coincidence through their precise timing, personal significance, and frequency of occurrence. Your departed loved ones, working in cooperation with divine providence, can influence certain events and timings to create these meaningful moments of connection and guidance. These synchronicities frequently occur when you're facing important decisions or experiencing spiritual doubt, serving as both reassurance of continued connection and practical guidance for your journey. The truly remarkable aspect of these synchronistic events lies in their specificity to your personal relationship and current circumstances. A random stranger mentions your loved one's unusual nickname that few people knew, A book falls open to a page containing a message your departed spouse always told you. 3 different people mention the same obscure topic your father was passionate about, all within hours. Padre Pio explained that souls in spiritual realms possess expanded awareness of patterns and possibilities, allowing them to recognize and sometimes influence potential moments of meaningful connection. These aren't random coincidences, but loving orchestrations designed to penetrate your awareness and remind you of the enduring bond. Their personal specificity acts as a spiritual signature, proving their source lies beyond mere chance. When experiencing these remarkable synchronicities, Padre Pio recommended maintaining a journal documenting each occurrence, which reveals patterns over time that strengthen your confidence in the ongoing relationship. Many who follow this practice report that the synchronicities increase in frequency and specificity as they consciously acknowledge them, creating an evolving dialogue beyond the grave. This practice develops your spiritual discernment, your ability to distinguish between ordinary coincidence and genuine spiritual communication. Your departed loved ones aren't limited by physical constraints in their efforts to reach you. They utilize whatever means might penetrate your awareness and bring comfort or guidance. Each synchronicity serves as a love letter from beyond, reminding you that physical separation hasn't diminished their awareness of your journey or their participation in it. You're overwhelmed by grief, perhaps even considering desperate measures, when suddenly an inexplicable wave of peace washes over you. A profound calm that makes no logical sense given your circumstances. This sensation arrives without warning, transforming your emotional state completely within moments. Padre Pio revealed that this represents one of the most powerful signs of your loved one's continued presence, their direct influence on your emotional and spiritual state. During his lifetime, many who encountered Padre Pio reported experiencing sudden peace in his presence. He explained that souls in heaven possess this same ability to transmit spiritual peace to those still living. This peace transcends ordinary emotional shifts, carrying a distinctive quality of otherworldliness that you recognize as originating beyond yourself. Unlike the temporary relief that comes from distraction or rationalization, this peace penetrates to your core, bringing clarity and perspective that transforms how you view your loss. Padre Pio explained that your departed loved ones, particularly those who have reached heaven, exist in a state of complete peace and can share this spiritual reality with you during moments of connection. This peace often arrives precisely when your emotional suffering reaches its peak, when grief feels unbearable, or when anxiety about the future overwhelms you. It frequently accompanies a sense of presence, a feeling that your loved one stands beside you, enveloping you in their newfound spiritual understanding. Many recipients report that this peace brings with it a certainty that eventually you'll be reunited, transforming grief from an endless dark tunnel to a temporary separation with purpose and meaning. This gift of supernatural peace serves as both comfort and spiritual education, offering you a glimpse of the reality your loved one now experiences permanently. Padre Pio taught that each time you receive this peace, it plants seeds of spiritual growth within you, gradually transforming your understanding of life, death, and eternity. When this inexplicable peace arrives, he recommended surrendering completely to it, rather than questioning or analyzing it, allowing it to work its healing influence in your heart and mind. Those who practice this receptivity report that the peace eventually becomes more accessible, sometimes arriving simply through intentionally connecting with the memory of their loved one. This 7th sign completes our exploration of how souls reach across dimensions to maintain the bonds of love, demonstrating that what we call death merely transforms relationships rather than ending them. Your loved one hasn't disappeared, but awaits you in a realm where peace reigns eternally, sending these 7 signs as reminders of the unbreakable bond you continue to share. In conclusion, these 7 sacred signs revealed by Padre Pio offer profound reassurance that love transcends physical death, continuing to connect souls across different dimensions of existence. From extraordinarily vivid dreams and unexplained aromas to electrical anomalies, symbolic objects, physical sensations, meaningful synchronicities, and waves of inexplicable peace, Each sign represents your loved one's determined effort to maintain connection despite physical separation. These aren't mere psychological comfort mechanisms, but genuine spiritual communications deserving your recognition and response. By developing spiritual awareness of these signs in your own life, you transform grief from a journey of absence and loss to one of continued relationship and growing understanding of eternal realities. The most important step you can take tonight is to open yourself to recognizing these signs in your own experience, acknowledging them when they occur, rather than dismissing them as imagination or coincidence. Speak directly to your departed loved ones, expressing gratitude for their continued presence in your life. Create quiet spaces in your daily routine, where subtle spiritual communications can more easily reach your awareness. Maintain a journal documenting each sign you recognize, watching for patterns that confirm the ongoing dialogue. Padre Pio's profound spiritual insights reveal that the veil between worlds is thinner than we realize, and those we love continue walking beside us, supporting our journey until we too cross the threshold into eternity. Don't wait for some perfect moment to begin recognizing these sacred signs in your life. Your loved ones have likely been sending these communications consistently, waiting for you to develop the spiritual sensitivity to perceive them. Tonight, before falling asleep, speak aloud to them, expressing your openness to receiving their messages. Request a sign of their continued presence, then remain attentive in coming days to the subtle ways they might respond. The bridge between dimensions exists already. You need only develop eyes to see and ears to hear the ongoing conversation of souls. This practice doesn't diminish your faith but enriches it, revealing the magnificent spiritual reality undergirding our physical existence and the eternal nature of bonds formed through genuine love.